A very warm welcome, friends, on behalf of Vcaninspire. I am Dr. Shivram. We always make videos which are relevant, which are modern and contemporary. These days, one of the most important aspects that many of our subscribers and viewers ask is how to teach online. Now, friend, this video is the initial aspect of online teaching. First is to know, why is it different? What are the real difficulties between a classroom teaching and an online teaching? The very first thing is that there is no intimacy in an online learning. It means in a classroom, the students, the learners are intimately connected. So the responses can be seen on the face or through words. This is a problem, or this is a lack in case of an online learning. The second most important thing is the angle. In a classroom, the learner gets a very broad angle. This can be an impediment in online learning, where in fact the angle narrows down. The third aspect is most of us teachers or trainers will be using a mobile or a computer in order to impart this kind of learning, which means we don't have a video camera and therefore we cannot zoom in or zoom out, we cannot have angles. The fourth most important difference is that we cannot get a confirmation about our teaching, about every minute of what we are saying from the students. Therefore, they cannot respond. We cannot move in to the student, to the learner, and therefore we cannot have a direct contact with the student. We cannot be emphatic. Therefore, the question comes, what should be changed for online learning or online teaching so that it becomes very effective, or as far as possible effective? The first important point is to share content. And when we say share content, the content is normally already there in terms of books, but this has to be deciphered. It has to be put in a much more eligible way. Now, how to put that content, what is to be done, is a matter which is to be explored further. In this video, I will show you a way by which a content can be restructured so that there is a flow, there is a way to ask questions. So, one of the ways is to develop pictorial content and develop flowcharts or flow models. And through this, allow the learner to raise questions, allow the learner to trace the path of learning, trace the path of a topic and how it flows. Here we will show you a small flowchart of how commerce can be taught and how a flowchart can become very useful. Just watch this flowchart. Now, in this flowchart, you would have noticed how at each stage the learner can raise questions. Now, this provokes learning and this helps the teacher to raise questions and also the learner to raise questions, therefore create an intimacy, therefore create an interaction, and therefore have a large number of participants get focused on the class or on the session. The next point is that all possible explanations must be example based. As far as possible, there should be examples. Now, from examples, one can lead to a theoretical structure or a theoretical explanation. But that explanation also, the content should be given to the learner. Now, as far as facts, definitions, etc. are concerned, the learner should be allowed to do so as a form of self-study. and how the teacher can help in order to promote that self-study is by asking questions on the facts. Now, examples of this can be given. Say, if one has to teach a flower, the flower has definite facts. We know that a flower will have petals, will have sepals, etc. Now, all these are there mentioned in a book. How the teacher can make the student use the self-study method is by asking the question or by sharing different pictures and asking the learner to trace or to label it and to talk about it during the session. Now this helps interaction and this helps self-study. The next is that the students or the learners can be given short projects and in a continuous manner. Now these projects, the students can work it out in the form of models, in the form of different collages, or even in the form of texts. These can be in terms of MCQs also, and then the student sends these texts to the teacher, and the teacher is able to evaluate and send it back to the learner. Therefore, it's quite possible that we may have to change maybe the way we take up the syllabi or the syllabus. We may need to change the method by which we cover the syllabus. And therefore, different subjects will have different kinds of treatment. And the entire process can have a different pedagogy. Now, this is what is an important step in online learning. That it's quite possible or it may be required that we change the pedagogy that we use in the classroom learning. The work required by the teacher is far greater than in case of a classroom where it's possible to repeat several times the same point. But at the same time, we can very effectively use the online learning to promote self-study, self-learning, and that can become extremely good, and especially by using examples and applications. Now, as a first video, I hope that some clarity would have come with regard to online learning. I hope we will be able to clear this further in our next video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you will be able to share this, and in case you have any queries, you can put it on a comment or you can put it on the contact address that we give here. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.